Righto, today's job is I am heading a couple hours out of Perth to an off-grid system that we installed a few years ago, back when I had staff. It's an SMA system with Sunny Island inverter and BYD batteries. Apparently the system's been great the last 2 years, but the last couple of months it's been playing up. I've asked the client to run through a few tests and try and isolate what it is, but it's kind of been inconclusive, and now the system won't even start up at all, it's just dead. So I suspect there's a problem with the solar generation on the roof, but we'll go and see what's going on. Weather's pretty shitty, so hopefully it's a bit nicer in Jurien. The battery system on this one is a BYD battery with the SMA Sunny Island inverter. It's not a setup I really use anymore because I don't like the I'm not a fan of the BYD batteries anymore, because they have a communication network between the off-grid inverter and the battery themselves to the BMS, or the battery management system, and they work well when they're working, but if something goes wrong, and it is just another thing that can go wrong with them, then yeah, it's another trip to an isolated off-grid site that I can do without. So we'll go up and have a look at it. I'll probably, I tend to use more self-managed batteries these days, like Power Plus Energy or something like that, and they look after themselves, and it's just something less to go wrong with an off-grid system. Alright, got a bit of a drive ahead, so I'll take another video once we get there and see what's going on. So I've gotten to site. This is it here. It's in a relatively small shed. I think it's about 16 panels on the roof there. This is the system. Unfortunately it's exposed to the weather a bit, which I was told they were going to enclose, but clearly hasn't been done. Anyway, so that's the battery. BYD LVL, I think.
Your call is very important to us.
Don't know. Can't remember. You can see it's starting to go rusty and stuff. So definitely not ideal. It's, I was told it's going to be enclosed. Anyway, I've had a look at it, and what it appears to be, everything checks out okay, but the string inverter, the Sunny Boy, is passing DC current through the leads for the solar arrays up on the roof without the inverter even turned on. So that kind of tells me it's failed. When I turn it on, these three lights come on. They stay on for a little while and then they just go off, and the whole thing goes blank, and it's still passing current through the leads there. You can see there. So that's not right. That tells me it's dead. It's fried inside, which is a surprise. That'll be my first ever SMA inverter that's died in this model, the AB41. So everything checks out. I'm just on hold with SMA tech support, because obviously I've got to put a warranty claim through, and they'll probably just approve another inverter, which unfortunately means I've got to drive all the way back up here and swap over the inverter, and also means they've got to run off these little generators, which looks like they're having trouble with one of them. Another thing on this system, it's supposed to have a proper generator connected, so any off-grid system, it needs a generator, it needs a proper generator, because situations like this, instead of having to muck around with extension leads and all that sort of stuff going out to the house, you just manually start the generator and operate the changeover switch. So that was supposed to be added on at a later date, but yeah, clearly hasn't been done, and now that the system's got issues, they're having to fluff about with generators and so forth. So I'll stay on hold and see what SMA say, and I'll probably do a conclusive video once we've swapped it over and sorted it out. Cheers.